Dick Cheney says Canada is just too dangerous after lawyers advised Toronto police to arrest him. There's two stories in here, okay? Number one, globalresearch.ca reports that Dick Cheney was scheduled to speak in Ontario today at the Toronto Global Forum hosted by the International Economic Forum, and lawyers advised the Toronto police chief to arrest Dick Cheney as a person suspected of authorizing and abetting torture. At the same time, the LA Times writes, Dick Cheney cancels Toronto trip, saying Canada is too dangerous. This is to me very funny because George W. Bush canceled a trip to Switzerland after Switzerland started rumbling about, maybe we would just try to arrest him when he's here because he seems to have violated international law when he was president. And increasingly, the number of countries that Cheney and Bush are okay visiting or can visit without risk of arrest is shrinking, which is an amazing thing for the former president and vice president of the United States to be dealing with.
Yeah, it's great. It's incredible. I really wish those folks over in Switzerland, though, just kept their mouths shut and waited for George Bush to arrive in the country and then actually put their money where their mouth was. But so I'm kind of starting to think that they didn't actually want to arrest him. They just tried to make a statement and didn't want him in their country.
Not to defend Dick Cheney in any way, but violence did actually break out in Vancouver when Cheney visited last month as part of a book tour for his memoir. And he had to hole up inside of a building while police put on riot gear to try to calm down demonstrators. But the idea that Canada is too dangerous for the vice president, there's just something about that really tells us that presidency was an outlier in terms of its absurdity and the legacy that it's leaving behind.
Oh, yeah. I think if there's one thing I'm going to remember about Dick Cheney, it's this right here.
And shooting his friend in the face, right?
Oh, killing his friend, yeah.
He didn't kill him. He didn't kill him.
Well, he tried.
You don't really believe that. I mean, I believe that it was an accident. It's just absurd.
I don't think it was an accident.
Please don't email us really angry. Lewis is being sarcastic. Obviously, it was an accident.
David, can I have an opinion on this?
Okay, fine. Lewis is allowed to have the opinion that Dick Cheney deliberately tried to shoot his friend in the face and failed at killing him, but succeeded at shooting him. If that's really... Lewis doesn't realize that there will be backlash for that, but he can deal with it.
David, you can't shoot twice because then that's just too obvious.
Yeah. Okay, let's take a break. Next, let's talk about porn. Here's a hint. The Bible is involved.